Hello, alumni friends. Welcome to another NHCC Alumni Coffee Break, the program that explores the amazing lives of our alumni at North Hennepin Community College. And welcoming to the stage today, I've had the pleasure of talking with Maurice O'Bannon. Maurice, welcome.
Hello, Troy.
And I salute you, my friend, with our NHCC Boom, Bam Alumni Coffee Break. Maurice got me a coffee mug too, so that's pretty cool. Of course, mine's empty though, Maurice, so I probably should have gotten something, right?
Mine is too. No worries.
Well, we've had a nice conversation offline here, and I was celebrating with Maurice. He recently had a write-up in Park Pages. So I'm going to send that information to him, but it was fascinating, Maurice, to read that story. And, I understood that you were a non-traditional student. Walk us through those first days, where you thought, okay, I'm gonna go back to college.
So it's funny, man. I was working in at the time what I thought was a thought was gainful employment. Thought I had a good job, and I was the manager of a warehouse. And one day I woke up and I just was like, I don't want to go here. Like I just don't want to go to work today. And my girlfriend was like, so don't go. She was like, honestly, you're too smart to be working in a warehouse anyways. I don't know why you don't try school. So, like I had been conditioned and brainwashed into thinking I was defective because I was a high school dropout. I ended up getting my GED after high school, but school just never was something that was like easy for me. But so I took a shot and went up to North Hennepin, paid off the old fees that I had. And then it was funny because my first 2 semesters were all online. So when I first came back, I had never been in the classroom. So fast forward into like my 3rd semester, I actually had to start going on campus. And it was kind of nerve wracking. Like I was 33, 34 years old. I thought I was going to be like the oldest person in there. I didn't think like I was smart enough. I thought I was going to embarrass myself. And my anxiety was just through the roof. And once I went back and got familiar with being in the classroom and seeing that it was a lot different than high school was, I was able to just thrive and just be who I was meant to be.
What an empowering story, Maurice. I think a lot of people don't realize, the opportunities that await at a community college. So when you think about your experience, what are some top memories for you of getting your degree here?
For me, it was ironically, so when I got my degree at North Hennepin was my AS in human services. But when I had originally went back, I wanted to be a middle school gym teacher because I coach basketball. So I was conditioned to think like I was only good at a certain thing. And then I can't remember his last name, but an advisor I was going to, his name was Sean. And he was just talking to me about some of my goals. And he goes, you should really think about switching your major to human services because you are like a social justice advocate. Like that program, I think you could thrive in that program. So I took his advice, being he's the advisor. So I trusted his advice. And then I actually did do that. And for me, honestly, it was when I met Amy Harmshold, who's the director of human services, she empowered me and helped me really achieve self-actualization and just go after what I was meant to be. And she's someone that I still have a relationship with to this day. And when I coach basketball, I always tell people, when you find a kid who has an adult they don't want to disappoint, then you'll find a success story from a kid. And I was that kid who met the adult that I didn't want to disappoint because she believed in me and just encouraged me to just really be intentional about my education. And yeah, I would say, honestly, meeting her was like a life changer for me.
She is a game changer. She really empowers students. She's a ball of energy in the classroom. I've watched her teach and whatnot, and she really cares.
Yes.
Yeah. And Sean Davis is who you're thinking of.
Okay, yep. That I couldn't remember his last name, so I didn't want to inaccurately call him somebody else. But yeah, that's him.
Another amazing guy. I wish he still was here at the college. He's moved on to another job, but he really changed a ton of student lives. So thanks for that shout out to 2 amazing people.
For sure.
Yeah. So tell us, man, what are you up to now?
So I recently, in December of 2021, I graduated from Metro State with my bachelor's in individualized studies, with my focus area being human services and family studies. And I've been working at Intermediate School District 287 for the last 3 years. This year, once I finished my degree, I was promoted to work in the racial equity department as an innovative teaming and equity coach. So I do a lot of equity work, working with teachers and paraprofessionals to like strengthen their collaboration and make sure that they're being culturally responsive and just make sure they're providing an equitable experience for the students we serve. And then recently, me and Amy's actually one of my board members. I started a nonprofit called Intentional Men of Courage, where we do youth violence and prevention mentorship. We do adult empowerment teams for males. And then we also have a program called the Empowered Family. And that's what Amy helps us run and get curriculum and resources for. So I like literally I've embodied that whole human service piece, right? So I've just tried to cultivate what I've learned from you guys and incorporate it into my everyday life to help others.
Maurice, that's amazing. I mean, what a journey, my friend, from warehouse work to a nonprofit and working in a diversity and equity office and making things happen for, your stakeholders, for people, and probably helping a lot that, had been like much like you, right? To feel empowered.
And that's really what the goal is, right? It's to help people find that piece of them that they don't know is in there because someone did it for me. So I'm just trying to give back and pay it forward and do for others what Amy and some of my other mentors have done for me.
That is inspirational, Maurice. And we've got a lot of programming here that could be helpful to you. So we should definitely stay in touch.
For sure.
Yeah, I would love to do that because I think there are things that we can support you with here at the college. We are so proud of you and all that you've accomplished here in this short amount of time. And I can't thank you enough for being a part of the interview here today.
No, I appreciate you for having me. And it's my pleasure to share my story and have you give me your time today.
Absolutely. So on behalf of Maurice O'Bannon, this is Troy, the alumni guy, signing off for now. See you next Tuesday on the NHCC Alumni Coffee Break. Bye for now.